What if the voice in your head never actually turns off completely? A moment passes, but your mind keeps pulling it back again. You replay what you said, what they meant, and what you missed. Then something new comes up, and your mind jumps ahead instantly. It runs through every outcome before anything even has time to happen. And the strange part is, it feels like clarity and control. It feels like you're being careful and staying ahead of everything, but it never really stops, and the thinking just keeps going. You're just going in circles inside your own head without stopping. In psychology, there's actually a name for this: overthinking. Overthinking isn't just thinking more or thinking more carefully about things. In psychology, it usually shows up in two patterns: rumination and worry. Rumination keeps you stuck in the past, replaying what already happened. Worry pulls you into the future, imagining what could go wrong next. It feels like problem solving, but it doesn't actually solve anything, because instead of moving forward, your mind just keeps looping. And the more it loops, the harder it becomes to stop. Here are 7 clear signs you might be stuck in this pattern. Some of them are so subtle you probably won't notice at first. Sign 1. You replay past conversations, analyzing every word you said. One of the first signs shows up right after a conversation ends. You walk away, but your mind doesn't. You replay what you said, what they meant, and how it sounded. Then you start thinking about what you should have said instead. Have you ever noticed how one small sentence can stay in your head for hours? At first, it feels like you're just reflecting or trying to learn, but it keeps looping longer than it should. What if I told you this isn't reflection? It's your mind trying to fix the past. In psychology, this is called rumination. You're not solving anything, you're just reliving it again. Sign 2. You imagine worst-case scenarios before they even happen. Another sign shows up before anything even happens. Your mind doesn't wait to see what's real. It jumps ahead and starts imagining everything that could go wrong. You picture the worst outcome, then prepare for it like it's certain. Have you ever wondered why your brain always goes to the worst possibility first? It feels like you're being prepared or staying safe, but most of the time, those scenarios never actually happen. What if this isn't preparation, but your mind trying to control uncertainty? In psychology, this is called worry. You're not predicting the future, you're reacting to fear that isn't real yet. Sign 3. You struggle to fall asleep because your brain won't stop running. Another sign shows up when everything finally gets quiet at night. You lie down, but your mind keeps going instead of slowing down. It starts replaying the day, then jumps ahead to tomorrow's problems. One thought leads to another, and suddenly you're fully awake. Ever wondered why your mind speeds up right when your body wants rest? It feels like you're just thinking things through before falling asleep, but your brain isn't relaxing. It's staying active when it should recover. What if this isn't a sleep problem, but overthinking with no distractions left? And the more you try to force sleep, the more awake you feel. Sign 4. You struggle to act on decisions because you fear the wrong choice. Another sign shows up when you need to make even a simple decision. You go back and forth, weighing every option and every possible outcome. Even small choices start to feel bigger and more important than they are. Ever wished you could just decide something quickly and move on? It feels like you're being careful and trying to avoid mistakes, but the more you analyze, the harder it becomes to take any action. What if overthinking isn't helping you choose, but quietly blocking you from choosing? And over time, doing nothing starts to feel like the safest option. Sign 5. You feel mentally fatigued even after a restful night's sleep. Another sign is how drained you feel even when you've had enough rest. You wake up, but your mind already feels tired and overloaded. It's like your brain never really turned off even while you slept. Did you know your brain can stay active even when your body is resting? It feels like you just need more sleep to recover your energy. But the problem isn't your body, it's constant mental activity in the background. This kind of exhaustion doesn't come from doing too much, but from thinking too much. And over time, that quiet fatigue starts to follow you everywhere.
Sign 6. You avoid social situations for fear of saying the wrong thing. Another sign shows up in how you handle social situations. You start thinking ahead about what to say and how it will sound. You imagine how people might react and how you could be judged. Sometimes it feels easier to avoid the situation than risk saying something wrong. Can you imagine how much pressure that puts on even simple conversations? It feels like you're just trying to protect yourself from embarrassment. But the more you overthink it, the more uncomfortable it starts to feel. This isn't just caution, it's your mind turning social moments into threats. And over time, avoiding them starts to feel like the safer choice.
Sign 7. You ask for advice but still second-guess yourself afterward. Another sign shows up even after you've already made a decision. You ask for advice, listen carefully, and try to feel more certain. But even after getting answers, your mind starts questioning them again. You wonder if you missed something or chose the wrong option. Have you ever thought getting advice would finally make you feel sure? It helps for a moment, but the doubt doesn't really go away because your mind isn't looking for guidance, it's chasing perfect certainty. And that kind of certainty never really comes, no matter how much you think. If you look at all these signs together, there's a clear pattern. Your mind isn't trying to hurt you, it's trying to protect you. It replays the past to avoid mistakes and scans the future for risks. But somewhere along the way, it stops helping and starts trapping you. What feels like control is often just fear in disguise. And the more you chase certainty, the less grounded you start to feel. So instead of asking how to think more, maybe the better question is how to let some thoughts go. Because clarity doesn't come from more thinking. It comes from less noise. If this made you see yourself a little differently, take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching.